Good evening. I'll have the clerk please call the roll.
Supervisor Fountain?
Here.
Treasurer Horning?
Here.
Clerk Chofiu? Here. Trustee Collier?
Here.
Trustee Germain? Absent. Trustee Harper?
Present.
Trustee Petrucci? Here.
Thank you. Item number 4 is approval of our meeting agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Treasurer Horning, second by Trustee Kalani. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Call to the public this evening. Doctor, would you like to come up to the podium?
I would.
Good evening.
Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Hank Fopel. I'm the state representative from this area, and I just wanted to stop by, see how good government runs. I don't see that every day, and just that we are on break now. The legislature's technically in session, but unless the budget is being negotiated now, and as if something happens with that we have to go back and vote, we will go back. But just wanted to let you know offices are still running, the state is still there. It is budget negotiation, so if there are things that you want besides more revenue sharing, just let us know. Let me know. This is the time to really get on it. And we've done some things this year. Auto no fault, for one, that is a big one. Obviously, the roads are being worked on and negotiated in the budget. And so any input that you have for me, I would appreciate. And I just wanted to stop by and say hello and
Thank you.
Thank you.
tell you that we're available.
Thanks for coming out this stormy night.
Yeah.
You might want to stick around a little bit.
I'm not leaving until
Gotta leave the building.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Castle. I live at 5850 Cullen. I am the president of the Parshville Community Association. It's been around for a while. Probably many of you have heard of them. We're a great little group of local people really interested in what's going on in the community. Unfortunately, I don't think everybody's going to make it out today based on the radar, but we decided to make it. I'm here primarily to speak of the ordinance for the discharge of firearms over the Parshville Pond. This has been something that has garnered a lot of interest within our group, and I guess I'm here to represent them to say, you know, this is something that we feel that should not be allowed. That there should not be discharge of firearms on this property or on this pond around all these properties, mainly due to the location within the residences around. I know there has to be certain distance between hunting and homes of that nature, and you know, the community is growing. There's a new development happening on the other side of the pond that's going to bring in another, I don't know, 15, 18 homes, something like that. So even the what's currently very wooded right now and might be an area for sportsmen to go to will not be probably very suitable within the next year or so, however soon these homes come up. So I just wanted to come speak and let you know this is something that we're watching out for. We hope that you protect the community and the residents around, because they're very concerned with being able to be in their yards during the season of hunting, just due to the relationship of our distance to the water. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else this evening at call to the public? Being none, we'll move on to item number 6, which is approval of our consent agenda.
Move. Support.
Motion by Trustee Petrucci, second by Trustee Harper. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item number 7 is special use permit 19003, Fry's Riding Area. Joe, would you like to comment on this?
Yes, actually, a couple of reasons why I'm going to comment. I'm going to move to approve the special land use application 19003 for Fry's, based on the findings and conditions outlined in the planning director's report and planning commission's recommendation.
I'll second.
First of all, I think this is one of those areas in the zoning ordinance that I think really needs to be looked at as why this type of special use needs to come to the board. I think this was an extra step that probably could have been handled either at the planning commission or certainly, or at the planning commission or even at administrative level. Once this particular special use, it's consistent with everything around the particular property. It's a large estate, residential, rural residential, and therefore we all looked at this and kind of scratched our head why it needed to come back, but that's our ordinance. And these are the things we are starting to discover, and I know the Planning Commission is looking at. So that's all I want to say.
Thank you. Any other discussion? I had a motion by trustee Kalani, second by treasurer Horning. If there is no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 8A is a resolution, Parshallville Lake Hunting Area Control Ordinance. Manager Wickman?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. As we've discussed a number of times, and when the board repealed the last ordinance as being unenforceable, we've had further discussion and looked at the history of what was out there, and this ordinance appropriately defines what needs to be. And the board has previously discussed wanting to keep this prohibition of discharging of firearms and hunting on or over Parshallville Lake. The ordinance is in front of you, cleans up the issues that had been identified, and I offer it for the board's consideration.
I'll move to approve the resolution to adopt ordinance 86, Parshallville Lake Hunting Area Control Ordinance.
Support.
Motion by treasurer Horning, second by trustee Petrucci. James, could you, if you have the actual signs that we talked about, there were signs placed on the property probably in 2001. There were, I guess there was 3 of them at the time. And thanks to some citizens that had a meeting with us here a couple of weeks ago, we kind of thought we would start over and have signs placed approximately where they were before. So this is basically what it's going to say. And again, thanks to the folks that outreach to us, not only as board members, but met on I think it was a Saturday morning, and helped us get a long ways towards this ordinance. So is there any other comments?
I just for clarity, you know that the township doesn't have an enforcement arm to go out and do this, and it's going to be the state police or Livingston County Sheriff's. What's that?
You said you would come out.
I would.
Personally.
I would personally come out. I'd put my uniform back on, but I'd probably get arrested.
It's a deterrent, right? And unfortunately,
It is.
state law isn't a good enough deterrent. That's perfect.
That's a good.
Right. So,
So if there's nothing further, I'll have the clerk please call the roll.
Trustee Jermaine's absent. Supervisor Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Treasurer Horning?
Yes.
Trustee Harper?
yes.
Clerk Schofield? Yes. Trustee Petrucci? Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for your time.
Thanks.
And you folks as well. I'm sorry, I got my close glasses on, so I'm looking in the clouds. Okay, item number 8B and actually 8C kind of go together, but they're 2 different agreements. Per our 2014 Safer Roads millage. James, would you like to put up the numbers one that Bob put together, just to kind of show everybody where this money is coming from? It was part of the overall plan. I know it's difficult to read this, but James, would you like to just kind of go over what these numbers state and where the money is going for these 2 projects they're coming from?
Sure. Probably the most significant one is just as actual spending on projects to date has gone well. There are relatively few red numbers, and that means we've actually stayed under budget and saved money, and overall we have done that. And so the plan, as approved by the voters, is ahead of expectations. And so we already had some money set aside for engineering, and as now we look into the second half of this millage, what's left to maximize those tax dollars, we've looked at these couple of projects as we can't pave these roads with the millage, but what we can do is we can engineer them and get them shovel ready. And so we have a gracious offer from the Road Commission to split those costs of design. and then they're shovel-ready, we can look for opportunities for grants or leverage other funding in the future to get those one step closer to reality.
Or maybe our state representative do a special.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So I just want to go on to say, there's two items on this list that Bob was going to talk about. One is Pleasant Valley doing design work, and the other is for
Bergen.
Bergen.
But, and this is actually for our state rep who's here, so I want to mention this. You can drive all the way north from M59 north on Fenton Road, almost to Flint, and you will have paved roads. You can drive from Commerce Road off of Pleasant Valley south and almost hit Ann Arbor. There's 1.5 miles in Livingston County that is not paved, and that's Pleasant Valley. And part of this design money is really designed so that hopefully in the future we find resources to pave that road. But that road is a major thoroughfare, and part of me is saying Hartland residents shouldn't bear the burden like other county roads that we often find themselves having to do special assessment districts, because that road is driven by everyone coming down from Flint area or Fenton area, or people going north to get to those same locations. So anyway, just want to make record of that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Being none, I'll entertain a motion for the Pleasant Valley road design.
I'll move to approve the resolution, excuse me, where is it? Here it is. Approve the budget amendment and road commission agreement for Pleasant Valley Road Design Engineering not to exceed $126,031.
Support.
Motion by trustee Kalani, second by trustee Harper. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item number 8C is road commission agreement, Bergen Road design.
I'll move to approve the budget amendment and road commission agreement for Bergen Road Design Engineering not to exceed $148,059.
Support.
Motion by trustee Kalani, second by trustee Petrucci. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. And our last pending and new business this evening is the Bullard Lake Road funding. This is a private road that has asked the township to fund a special assessment that will come out of the township's general fund and will be repaid by that special assessment over a period of time, roughly 7 years, 7 or 8.
That one is 10 years because of a county road. I'm sorry.
This is actually a county
10.
road. Yes, correct. It's 10 years.
And I'd like to make a correction. All the numbers that say 165, 850, everything on the page should say 168, 850, and I gave you a initial copy from Susan. So the actual figure is 168, 850. I'll move to approve the budget amendments and transfer $168,850 from Capital Projects 401 to Bullard Lake Road, account 410 for road improvements.
Support.
Motion by Treasurer Horning, second by trustee Harper. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item number 9 is board reports. We are in our first meeting in July, and we start with Clerk Schofu.
No report.
Treasurer Horning.
Farmers Market is now in full swing, 9 to 2 every Saturday, and the vegetables are in. It's really a great market this year in front of Rural King.
And winter taxes.
And summer taxes went out on Friday, and we got our first payments today. So if you haven't got your bill, expect it in the next day or two.
Trustee Kalani.
I have no report.
Trustee Harper.
No report.
Trustee Petrucci.
No report tonight.
And I have nothing this evening. So we'll take a short recess, and we'll go into our 2019 strategic plan status.
Bill and Jim, thank you again.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay. We headed over to Yellow Brick Road.
I think, are we going to do